Hello everybody. My name is Kanabara and welcome back to another Minecraft survival episode. Today we are on episode 2 of the Let's Play, and in the first episode we made this lovely little starter house. Nothing too crazy, just a nice simple house to get us started in this world. But speaking of the first episode, I was just wanting to say I was not expecting to get so many likes, subscribers, and comments on that first video. I'm so happy a lot of you guys really enjoyed that. This is my second video, obviously, so I hope you guys enjoy this one too. But I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who commented and liked and subscribed on that first one. Before we can get started with anything in today's video, we need to get some sort of food source going. So I'm thinking we can build a sheep farm, and with that sheep farm, I could also use the wool to make some of the builds for today. But before we can make the sheep farm, I'm going to gather some stone to make like a stone wall enclosure for the sheep, because I do think that's going to look a bit better than a regular fence, because I do think the regular fence block on its own is a bit ugly. So I'm going to go ahead and craft up some materials that I'm going to use to build this little enclosure for the sheep. When I was finally done crafting up all of the stuff that I would need, I cleared out a nice little area right behind our starter house, because I did think it would fit in nicely with this area, and I began mapping out a rough circular shape for the animal pen. This was a pretty simple build and it pretty much explains itself, but it's just a 2-high stone wall with some slabs in between some of the blocks to add some height variation, and then just a 2-wide little gate for the animals to get in and out just so they don't get stuck on the one. And then I added some fence posts just to add a little bit more flair, and then I went out to the plains and gathered up some sheep, which did take quite a while, but eventually I did get quite a few inside of the pen. And once I was finished getting all of the sheep inside of their new home, I decided to make a nice little pathway that would lead up to our main road. I just made this pathway out of half slabs just so I can conserve as many resources as possible, and I just wanted this whole area to feel like it was connected and it flowed together, and I think we ended up achieving that. But during the building process, something stupid did happen to me. Alright, so I'm going to put in some moss around the edges of our pathway over here and some azalea trees just to make the area look a bit more pretty. And Jesus Christ, okay. I guess he did not want it to look nice, so let's go ahead and fix this guy's damages. Luckily he didn't mess up the path or anything, so that's good. This shouldn't be too hard to fix. Just put in some dirt here that I can just grow the moss right over it with some bone meal. Bro, what? Bruh, why is there another one? Can't believe that. And he messed up the pen and the road. Once I was done taking care of all the damage that the creepers had done, I added in a stone outline using some slabs, and then I came in with some azalea leaves to make a nice little hedge around the pathway just to give this area a bit more privacy, and I think it tied in very well and made this area look pretty good. Now that our little sheep farm was done though, I wanted to move on to building an enchantment room. But in that enchantment room, I wanted to have at least 5 villagers, that way I can have access to the best enchanted books that I would need all the time. The first step to getting villagers was to find a village, so I made my way over to the closest one and set out some composters and waited for some villagers to come out. I then moved the composters and the villagers accordingly all the way to my little base, and then I finally got them over there, and I just put them in some holes for right now until I can move them to wherever they need to be. I ended up getting 3 villagers, 2 for a villager breeder, and then 1 that I wanted to try to get silk touch from, just so I can make a silk touch axe and pickaxe, which would make the building process for the builds later on a bit easier. I then started cycling through the trades, and I was here for a very long while. Unfortunately, there was no silk touch, but we did get mending instead, which I was still pretty happy about, and I ended up buying 2 books, which I just set aside for the time being until I could eventually get a silk touch pickaxe and then add those together. But since we couldn't get silk touch from that guy, we need to build a villager breeder so we can get even more villagers. And since it was going to be a kind of an ugly build, I was going to have to put it out of the way, so I decided to clear out an area in the forest, so let's get the job. Once I cleared out an area, all I needed was some glass, so I crafted up some shovels and found some sand. Now that we have all of that sand smelting into some glass now, I got some dirt and some trap doors, and then I crafted up some beds and got everything else that I would need to make the villager breeder, and it was quite a simple build. I just watched someone's little like thumbnail video. I didn't even click on the video fully, and I just watched them build it in the thumbnail, and it looked pretty simple. And I tried it out in creative, and it was the only design that was working for me for some reason with the 1.21 experimental features. So this was going to be the only one that I could actually implement into my survival world. But without further ado, I'm just going to build this thing up. That way I can get some more villagers and hopefully have another go at getting some silk touch. Now that we got the villager breeder complete, I need to go ahead and go mining and get some gold and iron. That way I can move the villagers to wherever I need them. But before we can do that, I need to take a quick night's sleep. And in the morning, I went into the mines and started collecting up some gold. I even found some diamonds, which I later on turned into a new diamond pickaxe and a new diamond axe that I can put new enchantments on. And I even made myself a diamond helmet with it as well. And with all the gold and iron I found, I made a rail system and I brought some villagers up. Once all the villagers were up here, though, I started working on the enchantment room that would actually hold the villagers, and I just started putting in the walls. And then after I was done putting in the walls, I put in the little holding cells, which was also a very, very simple task. But I did not want to actually finish the whole build right now just because I did need some silk touch to get some of the blocks, and I wanted some silk touch just so I can mine up the stone without having to like use more fuel to smelt down the cobblestone into smooth stone because it was a kind of an annoying process to do so. So I just went ahead and built up part of it for the time being until I can get all of the enchantments from the villagers that I would need to finish the rest of it. Eventually, though, I did get all 5 of the villagers in here along with their enchantments. I got Mending, Silk Touch, as well as Unbreaking 2, which I can just combine together to make Unbreaking 3, Feather Falling 4, and of course, Protection 4. I then got my newly enchanted Diamond Axe with Silk Touch, and I headed out to the Dark Forest and collected up a bunch of dark wood as well as the mushroom stem block, which was the main reason why I actually needed Silk Touch in the first place, and I just never really used this block too much, so I really wanted to use it in a build, and I designed this build that I'm going to be building today in creative actually with a mod called Lightmatica, which I swear to God, I will never use it again. I fell down so many times while actually building this thing, and I almost died like 5 times, so it kind of sucked. But I went around the world gathering some resources, gathering various types of wood, like some spruce wood and a little bit of oak wood. But then I went back into the mines and started to gather up some tuff. Also, you guys see that these cinematics are going back and forth between shaders and regular vanilla Minecraft. I don't know which one is better, to be honest. I do like the look of the vanilla game, but I also do like the cinematic look of these replay shots like this. And also with my diamond pickaxe, I did went ahead and grabbed those OG diamonds. Now that I had all of the materials that I would be needing for this build, I began working on our enchanted windmill. Yeah, that's the build that I'm going to be doing today. I've never actually built a windmill in Minecraft. Surprisingly, I feel like a lot of people have, but I'm just getting around to it. So this is my first one. Hopefully it looks okay to you guys. I think it turned out pretty good, but I'm just going to do a little time lapse, and I hope you guys enjoy the build process. Alright, so we are almost done with the enchanted windmill build here, but as you guys can see, I added in some moss carpet, which actually hangs over the edge thanks to Vanilla Tweak's resource pack, and I think it just looks absolutely amazing. And yes, I did make an interior with some chickens in here for some reason. Let me go ahead and try to get these guys out. Come on, be free, be free. Alright, got the chickens out, but this is the interior. There is an interior, it's not empty. We got some pots, some armor stands, and some amethyst up there looking pretty. Got some barrels down here for some storage. We got our nice little enchanted setup. We do need some more books though, obviously. So we are gonna have to make some more. That shouldn't be too hard to do. I can probably get all the books that I'll need by the next episode. But over here we got all of our villagers with their amazing trades. Unfortunately, I did not get a good trade for Unbreaking 3, so I had to settle for Unbreaking 2. But it was pretty cheap, so I could just add 2 books together to make Unbreaking 3, which is no big deal really. But with that being said, I do think that is where I'm going to end off today's video. I'm sorry I did not have that much time to play, so I did not make too much progress. But next weekend, hopefully, there will be a better video filled with lots more progress and a lot more stuff going on. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys do, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.